Welcome. Good to see you. This is a live recording. Today is Monday, October 21st, and it is 10:45 p.m. I live here in South Korea. Good to see you. I'm Mr. Shank, teacher for over a decade, bilingual in Korean, and tutor to the elite. I'm glad that you're here, and what we're learning today is, as the title says, how to order coffee. Now, just give me a thumbs up if you also enjoy coffee like I do. One of my favorite drinks, and I know many of you as well enjoy it. And it's really important that we learn how to order it so we can enjoy our favorite drink. Now, what we're going to do today is when we're learning language, it's important that we focus on two parts. Three, really. And it's the idea of you want to be able to do something in English. You want to be able to do something in language that gives you motivation and it helps you to actually learn practical English that you use in everyday life. So that's number one. Number two, the thing we focus on is vocabulary. Language is built on vocabulary. Without vocabulary, you've got nothing. And then after the vocabulary is where we learn our phrases. And phrases are a few words together that help us to achieve a goal, to do a task. And that's what we're looking at today. I'm going to show you here. This is the best way to learn language, by the way. So we have here, bear with me. We have here what we're looking at today. Number one is we're going to look at some important vocabulary related to ordering coffee. Number two is phrases that you will use at a coffee shop. And when you're practicing on your own, you want to do number three, which is visualize. That's where you, in your mind, you see and imagine yourself doing this. That's how I got good at Korean when I first moved here. And then finally, you just go do it. So that's exactly the process that you need to follow to get really good at English, and specifically today, how to order coffee. Excuse me, before we move on, I got to teach you one idea, which is a phrase in English, which is called a tickle in your throat. If any of you have kids, your parents, as a parent, you like to tickle your children, makes them laugh and giggle, builds bonds, have a good time. But whenever we have in our throat a tickle, it means I've got a cough. So you can use that phrase, I've got a tickle in my throat, and indeed I do as well. I have a tickle in my throat. Now, let's move on. Let's get straight into this, exactly how to order coffee. So first thing is when you're looking at the menu, and the menu is the list of items that you're going to order, the list of drinks or the list of foods that's at a restaurant or a cafe. The good thing about them is that we can just read those. We see it and we can just read it. That part's easy. So I'm not going to worry about that vocabulary right now. What I do want to show you are vocabulary related to the size of drinks. So we start with size here. And in most cafes and in most places, you'll have small, medium, and large. Most places, this is what you order: small, medium, and large. Got the small one here, A little larger there, and the very large one down here. Small, medium, and large. However, the most famous cafe in the world does things a little differently. Starbucks. Starbucks does not use small, medium, and large. Instead, what they use is tall, grande, and venti. Take a look at that. Tall, grande, and venti. And they just like to be unique. And that's why they're special. So when you're looking at the size, most places again use small, medium, large, but Starbucks, tall, grande, and venti. And you know what? As I'm doing this, I'm noticing that this is a little awkward to keep turning my head and also awkward to hold this. I'm going to come up with a better way of doing this in my next video. So let's continue on though. So we have these words. The next word that we need to know is the word order. This is the word that means I want this food. I want this menu item. So a barista would often say, "Can I take your order?" Let's put that one down. Actually, let's stop, pause for just a second, and make sure that there's no more important vocabulary. And as I'm looking at this, there are two more vocabulary words, kind of phrases, that we need to know. And the first one is to go. What this means is you want to take your drink outside and leave. That phrase is to go. And the phrase which means to drink in the cafe is, let me spell it correctly, for here. So we've got those two phrases there. One, to go. We're going outside. We're leaving that lovely cafe. Number two, for here, we want to sit down, have a drink, take a relax, rest a while. So those are the two phrases that we need to know. And then we have, again, size, small, medium, large. We're at Starbucks, tall, grande, venti, order, to go, and for here. Next, what we're doing are these all important phrases. Okay. We're going to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phrases. 5 of them. And the first one here, can I get a blank, please? Take a look at this with me. Right here, put the drink you want. My favorite, iced latte. Can I get an iced latte, please? Let's be better with some grammar. A could be an. Can I get an iced latte, please? Or can I get a caramel macchiato, please? So as you're saying this, listen to the intonation and the flow as I'm doing it. I want you to practice it back with me. Can I get an, let's go with, let's just make it simple. Can I get a coffee, please? Can I get a coffee, please? Can I get a coffee, please? Just like that. Can I get a coffee, please? Can I get a coffee, please? Repeat that over and over. This is where we're getting into next level. Yeah, especially part 3, visualizing. We want to imagine ourselves in a cafe and picking out our drink and using this phrase, saying this word. Can I get an iced latte, please? Visualizing it, seeing it, repeating it over and over again. The more you say it, the easier it becomes. And the more you practice it, the better you'll do in real life. Phrase number one. Number two. How much is it? How much is it? This phrase tells you the price, how much money you will need in order to purchase that drink, to buy that drink. So we ask, how much is it? Number three is can, similar to the first phrase at the top, we're starting similarly. Can I get an extra shot, please? Can I get an extra shot, please? That's when you think there's not enough espresso. There's not enough caffeine. I need more. So you're going to ask, can I get an extra shot, please? Say it with me. Can I get an extra shot, please? Can I get an extra shot, please? That's what you want to say. Excuse me. Number four. What's that phrase? Who remembers it? Tickle in my throat. I've got a tickle in my throat. Let's go to the next phrase here. What sizes do you have? Take a look here. Excuse me. What sizes do you have? What sizes do you have? Practice that with me. What sizes do you have? And then expect to hear the vocabulary we learned at the beginning, which was small, medium, large, tall, grande, venti. And the last one here is a question, not that you say, but the barista says. And this question is asking, where do you intend or where do you want to drink your drink? Who knows these phrases? Who knows these vocab words? We just talked about it. Anybody? They'll ask you at the end for here or to go. Boom, right there, just like that. For here or to go. Following me? Good. So just one more time, let's read through these phrases together. By the way, I know my handwriting isn't the best. It's better than it was. So that's a good thing at least. Here we go. Number one, can I get an iced latte, please? Number two, how much is it? Number three, can I get an extra shot, please? Number four, what sizes do you have? And number five, for here or to go. Fantastic. This is exactly what I did to get very good at Korean quickly. 10 years ago when I moved, 11 years ago when I first moved to Korea, I lived in Suwon. Some of you might know that city. If you're Korean, you do. And I lived in an area called Guundong. If you're Korean, you might know that. Close to Seonggyungwan University. Anyways, I took my book and I went to a cafe to just practice and study. I learned the vocabulary, I learned the phrases, and then I was able to start doing that. Start using that to order coffee, to go and buy clothes using this method. So practice this. And by the way, I'm going to put in the description box a link, is downloadable PDF that has these phrases and this vocabulary. So, and there's more, tons more on there. More vocab, more phrases, all of which you're going to be using at a cafe. Study it, learn the vocab, learn the phrases, visualize it, speak it out. Imagine yourself doing it. Imagine the challenges, overcoming them, and the success, the feeling of getting that delicious drink that you want, and finally go out and do it. And it would, uh, it is my great desire for this YouTube that you would benefit from these videos and you would get better at English. You would achieve your dreams and goals. And if I have helped you, added some value, I'd love it if you would like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye bye.